Hello and welcome back to Ratchet and Clank with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So, we have arrived at the Blarg Station, or BTS. Yeah, no, it isn't. Is not a tribute to the Korean boy band, but actually an actual station where seemingly weapons are being developed for Chairman Drek. The only new weapons we will actually get here are the we can buy, however, are the Taunter and the Glove of Doom. I'm going to buy the Taunter here because it will actually come in useful in this area, and probably in a couple of other areas in the game. It is mostly a gimmick-based weapon. Its whole design is pretty much gimmicky. Basically what the Taunter does is alerts enemies to where you are. So yeah, because it makes a whole load of cartoony sound effects just to do so. The newest enemies here are those little toads which can be instantly killed by the pyroceta, and these guys with the flamethrowers who can easily spread an annoying amount of their fire along the ground. Unlike the ones in, dare I say, well, one of the earlier planets, which I think was Novalis. Yeah, I think it was Novalis, but I could be wrong there. That being said, yeah, you have to avoid their fire. In fact, they remind me of the Cortex minions in Wrath of Cortex, in the space levels, more specifically. So, with that said, in this area, you can come in here if you want to get more bolts. I most certainly do. To eventually get the Glove of Doom, for one, and various other weapons. And also, there is another employee here that we will be able to buy something off of here as well. These annoying gas emitting canisters are very annoying to deal with because unlike these ones here on these platforms, they are constant and moving back and forth. So yeah, and this is where the helipack really shines here with the boost jump. Seriously, you crouch down and Ratchet can easily boost himself before those stupid dare I say gas emitters may well choke him to death. Anyway, well, not in this episode, but in the next episode is where I will actually start speeding up the Trespasser, because as I say, I just cannot commentate over it, as I said before. Believe it or not, as I mentioned, the PS4 remake of this game actually completely made it an option to actually skip these, as I mentioned in the last episode. Which I find is a double-edged sword, because it is kind of like a new, how you would with so many games of the late 2000s, in fact, when they would put in a super guide in order to do the level for you. Unfortunately, that is somewhat frowned upon by many players. So yeah, I admit I didn't want to use it with Mario Maker 2 when I figured out that Luigi was pretty much allowing you to complete the thing himself. It's a shame you couldn't play with them as Luigi, but never mind that. Yeah, I'm up to 2,000 bolts once again, and yeah, if anything I do not like about Ratchet and Clank, the first Ratchet and Clank game, is that bolt farming. In order to get some of the more powerful weapons, one of which we will get in, we could get in, dare I say, in Blackwater City a little later on. It obviously requires a lot more bolts. So yeah, and I want to snipe at this guy from here, I think, because to be honest, I do not want to leave too many things. Yeah, I can still use my Omni Wrench at least to slap down the mutant frogs. So yeah, and here, well, I'm just going to use just one shot from the blaster, and then we will run into these annoying mutant creatures as well. Yeah, What the hell have the Blarg been doing here? Well, I don't know, but hitting each of those, I don't know what they are, they kind of look like atoms or something, sets them free, so yeah. And in here, I'm just going to blast her away with the Pyrociter, seriously. Only way I think to get through here is with the Pyrociter. So, in here, well, another flamethrower guy. What can I say? This one is annoying because you have to jump up, and what can happen if you're not careful is that his wave of fire can easily hit you. So yeah. You know that and this is where I wish there was the strafing motion from Ratchet and Clank 2 in here, because these annoying mutant creatures are a pain to deal with any normal weapons, so I have to hang back and use the blaster to get rid of them, basically. And no, I do not want to use the Taunter here, because what can happen is that they can follow you out of the arena. As I say, it depends. If the area is not high enough, they can easily get stranded and you can just pick them off with the blaster from far away. But that isn't what always happens with these guys. So yeah. And more mutant froggies as well. Don't know what Big the Cat would think there. Oh, my Polly-One pals are weird! Or something like that. Anyway, stop biting me! And, oh boy, this one's annoying. Well, almost. We can actually use the Taunter to actually bring the mutant creatures over to the door. Or at least some of them. Well, one of them. Another thing you can do with the Taunter is actually blast open crates. Seriously. The sound waves coming off it easily do so. So, yeah. And now I have to remember that I do have the Taunter equipped, so that might not work well here. So let's see. There's another mutant. Well, you did see that one there, but as I say, yeah. Okay, so let's use this. Yeah, I'll use the Taunter. Let's see. Yeah, right into the laser beams. I love it. I love it. There's even a skill point for killing off some enemies later, in a later planet, dare I say. And that guy's just dancing about. What, you've been listening to Courtney Gears there, mate? Seriously, she may not be that good of a singer. Seriously, she's not that innocent. Anyway, that being said, let's get you, mate. And very good KO. And indeed, let's shoot that. And there's some more nanotech. Much needed, in fact, because I did take a bit of a beating there. However, we have a mini-boss encounter, because we are going to meet the mother of all the, well, I don't know if it's the mother, really, but this gigantic mutant will bite you. Seriously, so yeah. So that extra nanotech was a plus as well. There are some nanotech crates around here. I think when you take about a third of her health, she'll summon the mutant frogs. And then I do not want to use the quick select here, by the way, because what can happen with the quick select, unlike in later Ratchet and Clank games, is that it doesn't work that well when moving, because the enemies still move about when you're in quick select. So yeah, that makes dealing with big bosses like this one very, very tough indeed. Seriously. In later games, the game does actually pause while you go into the quick select, so that is a plus. So, well, a big plus actually over this game, but as I say, this was the first game in the series. Okay then, we're back. So, once again, we fight the giant mutant creature, and indeed, yeah. On his second run, by the way, this giant mutant creature will bring in the thing. Again, why I like to use the suck cannon here, it easily picks off the smaller mutant frogs. And with that, I will be easily able to get the giant mutant still with that. And I'm sorry I'm firing up into space there, but as I say, no strafing! So now we have 2 mutant creatures, and I do not have lethal weapon. I can still snipe at them at least in first person mode before the gigantic monster comes back to get me. As I say, so yeah. And by the way, no, you cannot have the giant mutant creature actually bite you, or bite open the crates. So yeah. And I do not like this at all. No, I do not. Okay, I'm really, really short here. Okay, here he comes. Get out of the way. Wait until he bites me. Oh, I don't know, but he has that horrible glare look in his eyes, does this mutant. Seriously. The only weirder thing is if it would burst out of Ratchet's stomach. But this game is rated 12, not 18, so that isn't gonna happen. Unless it came out of Clank's stomach, then it might happen, but never mind. With that done, we can now, well, go on through the area. Look how much bolts I've got. I've got over 4,000 now, which is good because I'll need them, as I say, to pay the guy off over here. So, firstly, more froggies! So, let's actually use the Pyrociter because, oh no, now they're gone. Okay, did the Pyrociter finish them off? Now, we have 2 doors. The one on the right will open.
Whew. Thought I was a goner this time. Some nano-wit in genetics must have left the cages open again.
You could come down now.
Honestly, a gadget engineer deserves a bit more respect, if you ask me.
So, you are an inventor.
Gadget engineer. I create revolutionary devices for Executive Chairman Drek. For instance, Viola. My soon-to-be patented Grindboots. Look, I need to get out of here so I can find a new job. How about I sell you these? At cost.
Sell? After we just saved your scrawny butt?
All right. I'll give you the employee discount, too. Well, thanks. I'm gonna get out of here while I still can.
And yes, the Grindboots allow us to go along these grind rails. In a much better fashion than in the Sonic Adventure games. So yeah, and yeah, the jump you will have to later deal with various obstacles with these boots, but for now, nope, this is just a simple grinding section. So on the next episode, we will actually send Clank out to have his own adventure. So until then, I will see you later. Goodbye!